Have you ever noticed that? The more you chase after happiness, the more it seems to just slip through your fingers. It's funny, because we're built to want more, to strive to achieve. But what if the deepest, most lasting joy doesn't come from getting what you want, but from learning to let go of wanting altogether? That's the paradox we're going to dig into today.
Yeah, and this question, it really gets to the heart of our evolutionary programming, right? I mean, our brains are ancient survival machines. They're built to crave more food, more safety, more status, all the stuff that helped our ancestors pass on their genes. So from a purely survival point of view, just being content seems kind of useless. So why would our brains even have an off switch for craving? And more importantly, why does flipping that switch feel so incredibly good?
All right, so to get to the bottom of this, we first have to really understand the powerful, ancient wiring in our brains that is constantly, and I mean constantly, telling us to want more. This is our default setting. It's the engine that's always running in the background.
You know, ancient philosophies actually had a word for this, tanha. It literally means thirst. And we're not just talking about wanting a snack here. It's that deep, restless feeling that even after you finally get the promotion or the new phone or whatever you were chasing, a new thirst immediately pops up. It's the engine of dissatisfaction, and it's always looking for the next thing.
And what's wild is how simple and kind of automatic this whole process is. It's our brain's basic reward-based learning system. You've got a trigger, a behavior, and a reward. Your phone buzzes, you scroll, you get a little hit of dopamine. Boom. Your brain logs that feeling and says, hey, let's do that again. This simple loop is the building block for literally every habit we have, both good and bad.
And it's so important to remember this. This craving system isn't a bug in our software, it's a feature. It's the ancient program that drove our ancestors to find food and seek shelter. The problem isn't the software itself. It's that our modern world is packed with these super stimuli that have learned how to hack it, offering us endless little rewards that have absolutely zero survival value.
So what happens when you take that ancient wiring and you plug it into our modern world of infinite notifications and endless news feeds? Well, it can backfire spectacularly.
In doom scrolling, it's the perfect, and I mean perfect example of this hijacked survival mechanism. It's our brain's threat detection system stuck in overdrive. It just compulsively seeks out negative information to stay informed about potential danger. But the thing is, the endless stream of online content means there's never any resolution. It's just more threats and more scanning forever.
And if you think this is just some niche thing, well, think again. A 2022 poll found that a staggering 36% of adults said they were constantly scrolling through pandemic-related news. That's a huge number, and it's a really clear sign of how widespread this pattern of compulsive consumption has become.
And the price we pay for this, it's real. It's biological. This isn't just about feeling tired or stressed. The constant flood of bad news triggers stress hormones like cortisol, and our bodies react as if we are in direct physical danger. This can lead to serious psychological harm, with symptoms that can sometimes even mirror PTSD.
So if this whole chasing and craving thing is hardwired into us, but it's also so damaging, what do? What's the alternative? Well, it's something completely counterintuitive, but incredibly powerful: the art of letting go.
This is where the whole game changes. You can think of it like switching your brain from autopilot to manual control. The reactive mindset is pure autopilot. An urge fires and we just act. But the mindful mindset introduces one single crucial step: the pause. That tiny little space between the trigger and our response, that's where we get our freedom back. It lets us observe an urge without having to obey it.
I absolutely love this technique. Urge surfing is such a perfect way to think about it, right? It's all about changing our relationship with discomfort. Instead of trying to crush an urge or distract ourselves from it, which, let's be honest, usually just makes it stronger, we learn to ride it out. We just acknowledge it's there, we feel the physical sensations, and we trust that, just like a wave, it's going to lose its power and recede all on its own. And this leads to this just huge realization. You are not your thoughts. You are not your cravings. They are just temporary mental events, like clouds passing in the sky. They show up, they hang around for a bit, and then they disappear. The real practice is just learning how to watch them go by without getting swept up in the storm.
Okay, this all sounds really nice, right? But what is actually going on in our brains when we do this? What's physically changing inside our heads when we practice letting go?
So meet your brain's inner narrator.
It's called the default mode network, or DMN for short. This is the part of your brain that fires up whenever your mind wanders. It's where we mentally time travel, right? Ruminating about past regrets, worrying about future anxieties. It's constantly generating a story about me, and it's a major source of our stress.
And this is the absolute game changer. When we practice mindfulness, we are actively disengaging from the DMN. I mean, studies on experienced meditators show that this practice literally deactivates key parts of this network. We are, in effect, learning how to turn down the volume on that constant, often critical inner chatter.
This totally reframes what meditation is all about. The goal isn't to empty your mind of thoughts. That's basically impossible. It's just an exercise for your attention. Think of your focus like a flashlight. You aim it at your breath. Inevitably, your mind's going to wander and that flashlight will drift. Your job is simple. Just notice it drifted, and without beating yourself up about it, gently guide it back. Every time you do that, it's like a bicep curl for your attention muscle.
So what happens? What's on the other side of this? When we actually get better at stepping off that hamster wheel and quieting that inner narrator, we discover a completely different and way more stable kind of happiness.
Advanced practitioners talk about this state of self-transcendence. It's this profound experience where that constant, stressful focus on me, myself, and I just starts to dissolve. The chatter of that DMN quiets down, and you feel this deep connection to the world around you, a sense of just being here now.
And here it is. This is the answer to our paradox. The joy of letting go is an intrinsic reward. It's not some fleeting dopamine hit from chasing something outside of you. It's a deep, stable contentment that comes from within. This is the brain's alternate pathway to well-being, and maybe that's why it evolved. While the craving mechanism pushes us to survive, this system provides the balance, the peace and stability that comes from simply being, without that exhausting need to constantly chase.
And that really leaves us with a powerful idea to chew on. It flips the script on everything our culture tells us about happiness. It suggests that maybe true contentment isn't found by getting more from the world, but by changing our relationship with our own minds.